How you doing? My name is Shamar Jean Charles, and this semester I worked with our Boosters Club, also known as the Yosef Club. It was a great experience for me. I'm a business major, double business major, both business marketing and management. So while working with our Boosters Club, I was able to see both aspects of how the university operates through finances and promotions and stuff like that. So it worked out pretty great. Being being that I wanted to get into sports sales post graduation, so it worked out pretty good. Being able to get that aspect of how things work. The way I got the job, I got in contact with our athletic director, Doug Gillen, and me and him grew a pretty good relationship. And he put me in contact with the head of finances for our Boosters Club, Doug Banks, and me and him grew a really great relationship. We still talk to this day. We meet on a week-to-week basis, and we still discuss a lot of the things that he plans on doing for the university, and a lot of things that we plan on financing and paying for and not paying for. So we still got a great relationship, and we still text from time to time to this day. Um, it worked, like I said, it worked out pretty good. The job, it was awesome. My coworkers were pretty cool. They were all inviting, so the work environment wasn't toxic. You didn't get a vibe that people didn't enjoy doing what they're doing. And one of the main factors is because while taking the tour of you know the work environment, Doug, he preached to me consistently that every job is important. Every department within the company depends on the next. So you can't really act as if your job is more important than the next person. Through finances, through marketing, through the IT, everything works together. So that was shown through the employees and how they acted. Nobody acted as if they were above the next person, and I really like that environment. With that being said, prior to working, I explained to Doug that one of the main things I wanted to hit while volunteering slash working is being able to work on my networking. Like I said, I graduate this December, and post graduation, I'm looking to get into sports sales and stuff like that. And like I said, working with the Booster Club would be a perfect opportunity to do so. So I wanted to work on my networking and learn how money flows with such a big multi-million dollar company such as the University Athletics. So I felt like that would be perfect, and the perfect job. He set me up to be the phone operator. Um, so basically, my job, you know, having the reputation that I have around campus, being a captain of the football team, being a member of the football team, also being a social activist on the campus, was basically to get into contact and reach out to other former football players and get them to try to donate to the Yosef Club, try to join the Yosef Club, and just try to make any contributions that they, felt like making. So using my platform to relate to them, we felt as if that would work for the long run for both of us. And surprisingly, it did. Like we got a lot of business. We got a lot of communication. I was able to network a lot. I was able to get in contact with a lot of ex players, and things worked out pretty good. I mean, I was actually offered a couple of job offers from a lot of these ex players post graduation. So I got what I was looking for in the long run, and I was able to bring a lot of business and a lot of contributions from those players to the university. So it worked out pretty good. With that being said, it is a business, so you got to learn how to deal with certain things and ethical dilemmas. That was one of the main things that hit me pretty hard. Example would be, I was on a phone call with one of the players. He played here during the '90s, and he was a great player, and he made contributions to the university in years past. Um, and we were basically discussing his current contribution towards the new Jerry Moore statue. He was a former coach here, and we're building a statue in front of the new football facility for him. And we were talking about his contribution towards that statue. And basically, he was making the largest contribution that he personally ever made. So it would have been his largest contribution that he's ever made so far. And with that being said, he was he didn't want the regular compensation that came with his contribution. He wanted his name on two of the new lockers that were to be built, that were going to be put into the new locker room or the new facility that was being built for the football players. And I knew that he wasn't going to be able to do that, so I tried to explain to him as professional as I could. And this is when he hit me with this long story. So basically, he was telling me how he still suffers from irreversible injuries and effects that he suffered while playing football here, and he's never really asked the university for any compensation for any of his medical bills post graduation. Um, he paid for all his medical bills on his own. He never asked anybody. He never asked for sympathy towards anything from the university. Um, so I kind of felt bad. I felt real bad actually because I am a player and I dealt with surgeries before, so I understand where he's coming from. And it was tough telling him that regardless of how you feel, like I'm not allowed to do that. And also I was new to the job, so I didn't want to pull strings, and knowing that I had no leverage, being a new guy on the job. And basically, he went on to tell me how, during the 90s, he was a main contributor. So a lot of people don't know we had one of our first undefeated seasons in school history in the 90s while he played here. He was one of the main contributors. I asked my coaches about him, and he was, and it was true. Like, he helped the team a lot. So being that he gave so much for the university and expected, you know, something as little as putting his name on two of the lockers that would go in there. I wanted everything in me wanted to tell him, yeah, I'll help you out, or you're allowed to do it, or yeah, it's fine. I don't really care, because I felt real bad for him. But after having discussions with Doug, because he was persistent, Doug told me what was rule number one, and prior to starting the job, Doug told me, rule number one is stick to the rules, like regardless, no leverage towards anybody, because that could lead to more, downfall towards the Boosters Club. Word gets out that we're helping guys or other potentials contributors more than the next, then that's a bad look on us, and that could lead to just more turmoil within the business. So I had to stay persistent, and that was pretty tough on me because I'm a pretty kind guy. Plus, I'm in his shoes, and I understand where he's coming from. So I wanted to pull some strings, but I just wasn't allowed to. So that was pretty tough on me. Um, I also like working with our Boosters Club because I was included in a lot of the main decisions being made. Like I said, me and Doug have a great relationship. So when it came, another example, so when it came down to our new website that was supposed to be built for our Boosters Club and a new facility and to show off all that, you know, Doug has a team that he has for that, but he included me in a lot of the, decisions because we had three different prototypes for the options that we wanted, not three but five prototypes for the websites that we were wanted to go with in the long run. And he wanted my opinion on it, being that I'm a younger guy, I'm a current student, I'm about to graduate, so something he just wanted my perspective on things and how I viewed the websites and the options that he had for it. And after hours of deciding what we did and what I did and didn't like, we narrowed it down, and we narrowed it down to two final options, and we left it to him and his professional team to actually decide on the options that they wanted to go with in the long run, and they were to make that decision later on. So that it just felt pretty good being an employee, a new employee, and just being able to be included, and having my demographics matter. So understanding that my age matters, my perspective matters, how I view things matter, especially for such a big company that is to be viewed, and there's an outlook by so many people, so many contributors, students, alumni, former athletes, current athletes. Like it's crazy, and it made me feel pretty good as an employee to be included in such a thing. Also, just being able to emphasize my business background. So being a business student, I was able to help on one of the decisions on trying to build more promotion towards the Boosters Club. And one of the things that I came up with that we're utilizing or thinking about utilizing is the live feed aspect. So basically, we have Instagram and Facebook page, but basically we're going to be using the live feed on both of those platforms on game days for members of the Boosters Club, so they could use and they could show the outlooks of what it is to be a member of the Yosa Club on a game day. So basically, that'll build more marketing, that'll build more business, that'll build more curiosity towards wanting to be, in their shoes. So it gets people to want to donate more, and that also came from me, just chopping it up with Doug and his team and understanding what can we do to build more business, build more curiosity, build more towards wanting to donate and wanting to give towards the Yosef Club. And I felt good giving that idea, and they really liked it. Mind you, these are professionals. These are guys that get paid, and just being able to contribute and get my outlook. It made me feel good as an employee, and working with the Yosef Club was something great and something I would never, you know, never forget.